Hey everyone, FFJmon here and welcome back to the channel. I'm really excited to be making a video today. I know it's been a while and I apologize for not posting a video for a while, but yeah, it's just been a really hectic past couple weeks and yeah, I haven't really been able to make any videos, but I really appreciate your guys' patience. I am making a video today that I'm very excited about. If you guys saw my previous part 1 video of me building the Pokédex out of Legos, I am now going to do the part 2 finally and finish the Pokédex. So I'm really excited to finish the build, to show you guys the final product. Here is what I've built so far. So I'm getting close. I need the door and kind of the rest of the inner mechanism part to be finished, but I'm definitely close. And if you guys remember the end of my last video, I was a little frustrated because there seemed to be a piece missing or something that I couldn't get into this final area here to add in the, I think the green button, or sorry, the green like indicator. So I have yellow, red, but I needed green. And I actually ended up re-watching my video to try to see like if I put a piece in the wrong spot. And sure enough, I did. I ended up putting this piece right here. That is not the right piece that goes there. So I had this piece that kind of covered that and then kind of made it like a solid, material here. And I ended up putting this over there, and this piece actually is the piece I need to go here. And then I can put that green button on there. So I ended up finding the mistake. I'm gonna go and change that now, and then we can go and continue the build. And hopefully by the end of this, we'll have a completed Pokédex made out of Legos. So I'm really excited. So thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I look forward to diving into it. Let's do it. Alright, here we go. So let's take apart this just a little bit. We're gonna take apart this block here. It's kind of a tough piece to take off. Luckily, my nails might be able to dig in there. If not, I do have this little piece remover. That might help. Hey, wow. That actually helped a ton. Alright, so that goes there. I actually need this piece to go here, so then I can lock it in. Perfect. Then I need my red piece, the long rectangular smooth piece to go on top, and then that gives me this piece to go here, and then I have my green button. That is awesome. Now that should just fit right on, like so. Perfect. Wow. Look at that. I am one step closer. So cool. Okay. So I believe that is the end of, yeah, that's the end of the first part here. So I have, yep, oh, gotta put my button back on here. There we go. So we have red, yellow, green. Okay. So let's flip the manual here. So now I need bags 4, 5, and 6. Now the one thing that I also thought was interesting is that you would think that the bags would kind of be opened in order, and then all the pieces you need for each section of the procedure would go with that bag number. So like, for example, the first 2 pages, you need the pieces from bag 1, and then the next 2 from bag 2. But I think like 4, 5, and 6, like the first part of 4, 5, and 6 may use pieces from like bag 6 like right away. So I thought the pieces would be a little bit more associated with the bag number, but that doesn't seem to be the case, which is fine. It's just something I thought was a little peculiar. Oh yeah, wow. Alright. We really got some pieces here. Alright. 6. I need to find more room for this stuff. Perfect. Alright, let's roll up the sleeves and do it. Okay, first off, I need a, let's see, I need a 4 by 6. Let's see, 4 by 6. Then I need a long guy, 2 by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2 by 10, which I think is this guy, so that's 2 of those. And then I need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Okay. So what are we doing with these? We are doing this. So we got that, and that, and that. Okay. And then we got right on the edge there. Interesting. Just like that. Okay. So yeah, I'm so glad to be back on the channel making videos. Like I said, it's just been, in my personal life, just been a lot of stuff going on. A lot of exciting stuff. Also, you know, some challenging stuff as well, but I'm definitely glad to be back. I've still been, you know, doing stuff with the hobby, trying to get booster packs here or there. I got some cool ideas for future videos that I'm excited to do and share with you guys, so that's also exciting. And yeah, I'm just, you know, kind of got a new sense of energy, you know. Sometimes when you're making videos and you got stuff going on, I feel like sometimes you, not like lose interest, but you know, sometimes you just kind of got to recalibrate a little bit and just get a sense of what you're doing. And you know, this is just a hobby channel. It's just something I like to do for fun, nothing too serious. I know the Pokemon hobby's really going crazy and prices are skyrocketing, and you know, there's a whole bunch of YouTube channels out there that are, you know, either Pokemon investors or collectors, or you know, they got a lot of different angles going on. And yeah, I mean, I admit I like watching some of those channels and kind of seeing what they have to say about various things and kind of keeping track of what Pokemon's doing. And yeah, I mean, I've kind of, like I said, my love for Pokemon is definitely goes a long way, and I've enjoyed, you know, it all started with the video games, then I think it went into the trading cards. Well, let's see. I'd say like video games were first, followed very closely by the anime, I'd say. And then, I mean, it was kind of like in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, I really got into, you know, all of it, I guess. The video games, the anime, the trading cards, and then, yeah, and I mean, Generation 3 was like my generation. That's what I kind of had the fondest memories of. And I mean, I was old, and since I was so young when Generation 1 and 2 came out, like I had an older brother, and you know, I definitely enjoyed Generations 1 and 2, but I mean, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald was the era that I, you know, could remember and kind of was able to play the game, and that was just the Pokemon too that were in it. I mean, it was just so much fun, and I had so many great memories of Gen 3 and all the Pokemon, and playing Pokemon Coliseum and all that stuff. I mean, it's just really cool. Really cool generation. Let's see. But then, yeah, like, I'd say Generation 3 was, like, I was 1 and 2 for sure. Generation 3, and, like, with, excuse me, with, Fire Red and Leaf Green, like, for sure, that was pretty awesome as well. And then going into Generation 4 was also very into that, because, you know, my brother got Pearl, I got Diamond, and definitely was playing that a lot. That was a ton of fun. But then, yeah, Gen 5 was the one that I skipped just because, you know, I was getting older and kind of, not that I still didn't like Pokemon, but I don't know, I just kind of fell off from it from a bit, started enjoying different things and wanting to try out different things, and, you know, there's no harm in that. No, it was just, you know, kind of the natural cycle of things. So I kind of skipped Gen 5, which was kind of a shame, actually, because, you know, Gen 5 is really cool, and I've definitely come to appreciate Gen 5 a lot more as I've kind of replayed the games and kind of got to learn more about them and stuff like that. And plus the Pokemon are pretty cool, pretty unique, I'd say. Gen 5 Pokemon, especially, I mean, I know at the time it was controversial that all the Pokemon introduced were kind of the new mons of the generation, but I mean, I think that's, oh wait, yeah, I think that's pretty cool that they took that risk and tried that out, for sure. But yeah, that was kind of the generation I skipped. Then, you know, came back for X and Y. And that's kind of how I started knowing the Gen 5 Pokemon, is because of seeing the Gen 5 Pokemon in Gen 6 and seeing like, oh wow, like there's some cool Pokemon here, and then realizing that, oh, like these aren't from this generation, these are from a different generation. So that's why, like, I feel like a lot of people criticize Gen 6 because, you know, it didn't really introduce a ton of new Pokemon. They had a lot of, like, Gen 1 Pokemon that was pretty easy. But I feel like for me, since there were, I feel like, a good amount of Gen 5 Pokemon in that generation, it felt newer to me, or more, like, I wasn't as critical of it. Because, one, I thought Mega Evolution was cool. And I think a lot of people do agree with that. But two, I just think, like, me missing Gen 5 and then getting back and learning about a lot of the Gen 5 Pokemon through Gen 6, I feel like, yeah, it was just kind of added to the experience, I feel like, for me. Yeah, so I kind of came back for Gen 6, and yeah, pretty much have been keeping up with Pokemon since then. I wouldn't say the trading cards, though. Like, trading cards have been more recent, but, I mean, games, I've been basically been playing them since I came back in Gen 6. I've been playing them pretty much all the time. But, wait a second. Yeah, that goes there. Oh, wait, should that go to the edge? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. But, oh no, that needs to be in line with that. Okay. I messed up just a little bit. But yeah, so I've enjoyed Pokemon for a while, and, you know, looking back, I wish I would have, you know, kept collecting. It's so easy to look back and, you know, wish you did something that you're not doing now. And I don't want to do that too much, because, I mean, I look back and I'm like, oh man, like, I wish since I know I enjoyed collecting the Pokemon cards when I was a kid, and then also, like, getting back into them and just seeing how much fun it is, and wishing that I still kept up with, like, doing the Pokemon card game, or actually, like, learning how to play it back in the day, and yeah, just wishing I kept up with it. I mean, I still had all my old cards and stuff, for the most part. I think when I was looking back at my old collection, I think I remember seeing some cards, or, like, thinking I had certain cards, but then when I was going through my collection, realizing I didn't have them, and I feel like in my mind I thought like, oh, like I wonder if I sold some of my cards or gave some away to some friends or what, but I feel like there's some parts that, part of me feels like I remember having more cards than what I actually do, which is interesting, but anyway, yeah, I feel like you can always look back and say like, oh man, I wish I would have, you know, kept collecting, or because, you know, packs were so cheap back then or whatever, but, you know, it's so easy to look back and kind of play that game, but it's not really worth griping about, because, you know, I'm glad I got to get back into the hobby and enjoy it for what it is now. And yeah, sure, things are kind of expensive, but you kind of just gotta enjoy what you can out of it. And yeah, just kind of go from there. Wait a second. Oh, I think, what am I doing here? Oh yeah. So that's smaller. Okay, I'm confusing myself, I think. I want to break my tool. Okay. Oh, that's a 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's a 2 by 8. I thought it was different. I wonder why I was getting confused. So I need this one. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. But yeah. But yeah, I'm glad I'm back into the trading cards, and like you guys know, I am on a mission to try and collect all of the booster packs. So basically, I'd like to have a sealed booster pack of every single English Pokemon set. That is my ultimate collecting goal. So if you guys don't know or haven't been seeing my videos, I'm not a Pokemon card investor by any means. I am a collector, and I have a very specific collecting goal in mind, and that is collecting one of every sealed booster pack of English. And this does not include all of the different like play packs, you know, like the ones that you get for participating in like TCG events and stuff. I'm not really counting those, because I think those, if I'm not mistaken, have cards that are already in existing sets, if that makes sense. So for example, none of the cards that are in those packs are unique to the play sets. Like, they are cards that you could find in like Evolving Skies or, you know, Lost Origin or whatever. Like, they're cards that you could find in a English set. Okay, so wait. And that needs to be in line with that. Okay. But, like Pop Series, for example, I was doing research, and it looks like the cards in there were like basically Japanese promo cards. So like, they are distinct for English, because you can't find those cards in a specific like booster pack set, like Hidden Legends or whatever it is, Call of Legends or Power Keepers, you know, stuff like that. Like, the cards you get from each Pop Series is unique because they're promo cards that are Japanese, and you couldn't find them in any other, you know, English product. So that's why like Pop Series is on my list. But like some of the Play Series packs in like Trick or Trade aren't, because I think even like the Trick or Trade ones, I think you can find those cards in other packs, but they may not have the, you know, stamp or whatever saying that they're Trick or Trade. I'll have to double check that. I'll have to do my research and kind of double check that. But the idea is essentially to collect all the main, you know, booster pack sets. And that includes special sets too, obviously. But you know what I mean. The main booster pack sets is the goal. And you know, you just got to be strategic about it, because obviously, you know, there's a lot of expensive packs out there, and you know, you know, just gotta make a budget and you know, say, okay, I'm only gonna spend this amount per month or this amount per every couple months, and I kind of just, you know, I'm looking around and seeing what prices are and kind of seeing what I am comfortable affording and spending and stuff like that. So I definitely want to be judicious with how I'm spending money. But yeah, I also want to, you know, keep collecting. I kind of, you know, I've showed you guys I have a, you know, percent amount of, you know, I have like a goal, basically like by 2030 having all of them. So I have like a 5-year plan basically of trying to collect them, and we'll see how that goes. Let's see, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So yeah, that's exciting. And in terms of future videos, I feel like one video I want to do, because now that, you know, I have kind of a full set from specific eras. So for example, I have all of the booster packs from Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon. Yeah, basically those eras. So now that I have them fully complete, I would like to do a video showing kind of a tier list, showing, you know, what are my favorite packs from those sets and what are my least favorite, and kind of do like, you know, the tier list video that, you know, you see people do for specific things. So I'd like to do one of those, but you know, instead of using that software that people use to, you know, put the packs into categories, I was thinking I could just have that be like a real like actually make a grid like on my floor here, and like have all those different tiers, like S tier, A tier, B tier, whatever, and like kind of make the grid on like my floor, and then I could have my booster packs that I've collected, I could put them into each of the tiers and kind of do it that way. So it's kind of like a 3D version or a real-time version of a tier list rather than doing it on a computer. So that might be a cool thing to do. Thought that would be a good idea. And who knows, maybe when I try it out that might not be a good idea, but I don't know, I thought it sounded like a cool idea. All right. But yeah, I'm almost done, because I did get a Generations pack. I'm sorry, Generations. I don't know if I've made a video about that yet, but I need to show you guys the pack and also what cards you can get out of the set. Because I think I was looking just on my own, and yeah, there's some really cool cards you can get out of there. And no wonder why it's like spiked up in price. One, I think people just, you know, wanted to buy it, and it was kind of getting older. But two, it's just a cool set. And that was for what, the 20th anniversary? Yeah, that was like 10 years ago. That's crazy. I wonder what they're going to do for the 30th anniversary. Where's this other corner piece? Oh, here it is. But yeah, I'm excited to show you guys that. And basically after getting that, I am one booster pack away from having all of the X and Y booster packs. The only one I am missing, you guys are going to know what it is. It's like the hardest one I think to get. That would be Double Crisis. Yeah, I know. You guys are probably like, oh man, Double Crisis. Yeah, that one's hard. that one's expensive. I feel like, you know, it's always can be, it can be a little bit sketchy when you try to find booster packs that are loose, like online, because, you know, there's always the fear of tampering, or, you know, people trying to claim that they're selling you a sealed booster pack, but sometimes that can be hard to prove, per se. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm flipped over now. Okay. Yep, so I'm like this. But anyway, so like that. Wait a second. So if that's like that. Oh, okay. So it needs to be over like this. But yeah, I need double crisis, is basically what I'm trying to tell you guys. And, you know, to guarantee that people haven't tampered with it, I could buy the sleeve booster that has both sets of double crisis. Which ideally, I think, is what I'd want, because, I mean, I do think, I don't know, I would have to discern it, but, wait a sec. I'd have to think about it more, but basically, yeah, I think, let's say, for example, I got just because basically Double Crisis, I think, is like a limited set. It's supposed to, you know, be the XY pack, one of the XY packs that showcases the, like, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire stuff. And I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I'm pretty sure that the cards you can get out of the Groudon pack are different than the cards you can get out of the Kyogre set pack. And if that's the case, then I think I need to get both of them, and probably need to add both to my list, because right now I think I just, on my like list of booster packs I need to collect, I think I just say, oh yeah, I need a Double Crisis pack. But, like I'm saying, if wait a sec, how does that go? So that goes there, I think. Yeah, so it goes like, yeah. Wait, what? Oh, okay. It goes like, wait a second. Oh. What? Oh. I see. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so basically, I'd have to double check that. I gotta do my research and double check, but I may need to do like Double Crisis times 2, because I think that might be the case. Anyway, regardless if I need one Double Crisis pack or 2 Double Crisis packs, I'm almost done with XY. And I've already chipped away a little bit at Black and White, so that's exciting. I think it's this one. But yeah, chipping away. Chipping away, chipping away. Okay. And you know, it's real easy to look and see. Oh, that's a 4. It's real easy to, you know, look around you, and especially on YouTube, and to see what everyone has and look at what people have relative to what you have, and you can kind of feel bad about yourself, because you're like, man, all these people have really cool stuff, and I just have, you know, nothing. And then you just kind of feel bad, and you're like, oh man, like, why can't I have this thing or be like this person because they have all this stuff and I don't? But, you know, that's not a really healthy mindset to have. And also, you know, if you can't get something that you want, or you're, you know, if you have a goal, and one, like, you know, it's collectibles, and yeah, I mean, they bring a lot of people joy, and they bring me joy and stuff, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to, you know, collect a few things. But also, you gotta, you know, enjoy what you can, and wait a second. And also realize that, you know, you can't have everything, and you can't always be like the person next to you, and you gotta be thankful for what you can afford. And, you know, if you have a goal and you really do want something, then I think the best thing to do is just come up with a plan to try to get it. And I think in my mind, like, collecting rather than, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying investing is bad, or you shouldn't look at this hobby as like an investment. Because I mean, yeah, I'd be foolish to say that I don't sometimes, you know, check to see how much my cards are worth, or some of the stuff I own, like how much it's worth. But I think it's a healthier mindset to look at it from like a collecting standpoint, because like, even if, in my mind, even if the prices were to tank and like booster packs were worth nothing, I think it's still cool to just like collect all the different packs, and the nostalgia of me like reminding myself of what it was like seeing these packs when I was a kid, and, you know, the joy of opening up packs and seeing what you could get inside, and also with the reality of someday, like, maybe I can make a video of me opening every single Pokemon booster pack. I know Pokédex has done that before. I'm not saying I'm going to do it at any point, but like, I don't know, maybe someday I would want to do that, and that would be something really cool to do. So, yeah, like, I don't know, like, I enjoy it from the collecting standpoint, and from the standpoint of, yeah, like, if they ended up being worth nothing, I would still be happy with what I had, because I just, you know, enjoyed the collecting aspect of everything, and not necessarily like how much everything was worth that I was collecting. And I think that's a good mindset to have. And hey, like, if you know, end up wanting to sell your collection and make some money, then that's great. But I feel like trying to tie down a ton of money on a bunch of things, and like, and I'm not saying you can't collect and invest at the same time, because you definitely can. I just think you gotta be a little careful with the investing part of it. And I know I couldn't do it. I feel like that's just too much pressure. Too much pressure, and a lot of people, you know, maybe some people like the high stakes and kind of what that means, but I'm not really in a life position to be that kind of person. That's fine. I'm okay with that. It's just doing what you're comfortable with, I think. And, you know, this craziness may go on for a while. It may not. It's hard to say. No one really knows for sure. I think a lot of people can speculate and, you know, have opinions. And, you know, with the internet nowadays, I feel like everyone has an opinion about something. Which, I mean, that's not necessarily wrong either. But, you know, it's definitely good to form your own opinions. It is interesting to see what other people think, but I wouldn't always take people's word for things, or, I mean, especially on YouTube, I mean, there's not a really, I don't think there's a lot of people that I could say, like, oh yeah, like, he knows exactly what he's talking about. Because, I mean, a lot of it is speculation and just kind of seeing what's going to happen. And a lot of people don't know exactly, like, how things are going to pan out. But, yeah, I don't know. I think most of it's entertainment. A lot of it's just like the entertainment value of listening to people talk and seeing what they have to say about things. And yeah, I find it entertaining. Wait a second. 3 by 3 by 3. And that leaves, what? Oh, does it hang out? No. And that is there, that is there, that is there, there, there. There should be 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. So this one, yeah, there should be 1 there, and 3 there. Oh, okay, I have 1 too big. Need a smaller one. There we go. Need that one. Need a 6er. Alright. Man, I really needed this today. It was a tough day today, but this is kind of meditative. And I don't know, I may be talking gibberish here, but wait a second. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's just really meditative to talk to you guys and build a Lego Pokédex. It's pretty fun. Thank you for letting me do this. It's pretty cool. But yeah, going back to the different TCG sets, it's crazy that Scarlet and Violet is ending, or it's ended. Like, it's done. It is done. And just to recap to you guys on what I have opened in the past and where I kind of started. I really started getting back in the TCG at Shrouded Fable, like when that came out. But before that, I had opened packs from the Sword and Shield generation, like when it came out. I remember getting packs like at Target, like I got the ETB of Crown Zenith at Target, I remember, back when it came out. And then I remember, I think even buying packs of Cosmic Eclipse back in Sun and Moon, I remember getting as well. But besides that, yeah, I didn't really get anything earlier than that. I think all the way back since like from like the EX era. So I think I went from like the EX era all the way, didn't open any packs from like there to Cosmic Eclipse, and then I think I opened some Sword and Shield, but I think it was mainly just like Crown Zenith. And then I got into Scarlet and Violet at Shrouded Fable. I'm pretty sure that's my TCG history. But then like before that, it was basically like from like the middle of EX all the way back to base set, I feel like is like what I was opening and stuff like that. Because I mean, I have old cards from like pretty much from base set all the way till like EX Dragon or EX Deoxys, even EX Emerald. Like I have, yeah, I don't think I got to like the Holland Phantoms. I got to Delta Species for sure, but I think toward the end of EX is where I kind of stopped doing TCG, I think. Like getting packs. Yeah, that sounds right. It's crazy. It's a crazy ride. I'm excited for the Legends ZA game. That should be cool. Should be really cool. Okay. 2, 2, 2. I need 2 of the little guys. I think based off of how long this is going, I think I'm gonna need a part 3. Because yeah, I don't want these videos to be too long. I mean, I feel like I could be doing this all night, but yeah, I probably gotta do one more just to break it up a little bit. And add to the suspense a little bit too. Man, this thing's coming along nice. But yeah, like I said, I'm sorry that I've kind of been MIA for a bit, but glad to be back. If you guys have any questions for me or any comments, or yeah, just want to let me know how you're doing, I'd love to hear have a comment in the video, or just ask me a question or whatever, or if not, that's fine. You know, if anything, I love seeing people view my videos and interact with them, but also if no one did, I'd be fine with it too. It's kind of therapy in a way. So, but I appreciate anyone that is listening or watching. Alright. Wow, it's looking nice. Look at that. Look at that. 59. Oh, one of my guys fall off? I think so. Yeah. But yeah, next set will be Mega Evolution, so I'm excited about that. Mega Evolution will be very cool. That set's expensive, man. And I'm glad I got pretty much all the EX era booster packs when I did, because I kind of predicted, I was like, yeah, glad I'm getting these now, because yeah, I imagine once the Mega Evolution set was coming back and everything, I was imagining like, yeah, I bet people are gonna get nostalgic about the old booster packs. So I was like, man, I should probably get these and collect X and Y like sooner rather than later, or else those packs are gonna be more expensive. And yeah, I think that ended up being the case. So glad I kind of tackled that before it really got crazy. I like the X and Y booster pack, especially like the Fates Collide, Breakpoint, Breakthrough, because I like the story behind, like I like how all those sets were kind of like together, and it was about like a breach in like a different universe, and it was like isn't it like the breakthrough cards are like special cards of like the Pokemon, breaking through to the new universe, or there's some like lore involved with it, and I think that's cool, and I kind of wish, they had more like story behind the TCG sets, like the Holland Phantoms one too, and like Delta Species, like there was a whole like backstory behind how the Pokemon like end up getting that way and had their types being different and stuff like that, and I just think that's like really interesting. But I wish they did more of that with some of the modern sets. Besides them, like obviously like a lot of them are just gonna, you know, promote new Pokemon or promote like the new video games or whatever, but I feel like it'd be cool to have like a story behind behind what each pack is actually and the theme of it. I think that's a cool idea. And 2 of those. But yeah, I'm probably gonna finish these next 2 pages and then I might call it for the night. But yeah, I appreciate you guys listening, and I will have a part 3 for you guys hopefully soon. And yeah, I'm gonna start posting a little bit more frequently now that I'm gonna have a little bit more time, so be on the lookout for future videos. Oh, come on, where's this other one? I already need 2 of those. I need a 3. A 3, I said. Where's a 3? Oh no. Am I gonna end this video just like the last where I'm missing a piece and I'm gonna have to like rewatch the video and figure out? Oh no, here it is. Whew. Scared me for a sec. Okay. So that goes here. Alright. And 3 goes there. 3 goes there. 2 and 2. But yeah. Yeah, booster packs are cool. And yeah, I just, you know, I could have, you know, tried to collect the bulk method and get a lot of the new stuff and try to, you know, complete one of each booster pack set or whatever, but yeah, I feel like just going for 1 booster pack. I just need 1 of each. And obviously as I get to the older ones, it's gonna get more expensive, but I mean, I enjoy it, and it's kind of fun, like planning out and seeing like, okay, like this month I'm gonna try to get this one, or it's kind of like the hunt, you know what I mean? The hunt is kind of fun, searching for the best pack to get and making sure it's legit and kind of making sure the seller's good and stuff like that. Like, yeah, it's kind of fun to investigate, figure out the best thing to do. So I enjoy the collecting aspect of it. Yeah, and also like, where am I going to store it once I get it? And, you know, what cards do I have? And yeah, I might, you know, I'd like to, especially with the new ones, I'd like to get at least 2 booster packs so I can like open one, show you guys what I get, kind of get to experience the set a little bit, and then, yeah, and then obviously keep one for the collection. But I mean, with the older stuff, I'm not going to do that. It's not like I'm going to open Holland Phantoms and keep one. Like, I'm going to, if I'm able to get one of the older stuff, I'm not going to open it. I'm going to keep it closed. Alright, and then lastly, I need another 2, 4, 6, and 3 of those. 6 and 3 yeah, excited to show you guys future videos. Hopefully I can get some Mega Evolution in September. If not, maybe I'll get on the second wave, because apparently they're releasing them in waves now. But we will see. It's like that. Wow, okay. That's interesting. Check the next page here. Alright, I'm going to call it for tonight. Alright, thanks for watching part 2 of the Pokédex Lego build. Please stay informed, stay in touch. I'm going to stay in touch. I'll let you guys know and post a video of part 3 hopefully soon. That may be the last one. I think it will be. I don't think there's a ton of pieces left, so we'll have a part 3 coming up soon, and we'll get to see the final build. So thanks for watching. Look out for future videos, and hope you have a great night.